I am doing great, Novum. Thank you for asking. I just wolfed down on some pasta, which is my breakfast, even though it's 11:30 in the afternoon, or in the morning for me. And a nice crispy, sparkling water that tastes of orange. Honestly, it sort of tastes like, it sort of tastes like, what is it? Orange cream soda. That's what it tastes like, is orange cream soda, but like with none of the calories, none of the sugar, no caffeine, no sodium. So it's really just aggressive water. So, what kind of pasta? Fettuccine is what it is. Because I had a bunch left over. I made a giant batch of it over the weekend for like a giant party I was hosting. Where I made a bunch of pasta that had a butt ton of cheese, and next time I won't make it with so much butter, because oh boy, that butter is not healthy. That amount of butter is not healthy. It needs to be regulated by the FDA. But I will hydrate. Take a nice sippy sip of that. Oh no, the steak. There we go. But yeah, guess what time it is, guys? It's time for the VOD. We're back again with another episode of this, and I'm super excited for that. Let's talk a little bit about yesterday. Let's talk a little bit about tomorrow, or I guess the future, and then we'll talk about today. So yesterday, we had a very fun return to stream, as we got to have the great Admiral Freddy with us. Yo, it's Bravo. What's going on, buddy? What's going on, friend? Speaking of somebody who's going to be on the VOD, Bravo here is going to be on the VOD. Yeah, it's me. Pardon me if I'm, if my energy's a little low right now. My energy will hopefully pick up a little more, as the stream goes on. Oh, thanks, Novum. I'm glad you like the VOD. I love the VOD too. Oh, goodness. Whew. Yo, is that the whole country of Greece? Alright, I'm sorry, that everything... Wow. Coordinated attack. So it's now over there. Maybe I can... Ah! You gremlins have been saving those, hoarding those. If that doesn't help, I give you your points back. Look, basically, I've at this point I've kind of adopted a rule. If I just bits or I get subs, typically I will end up just refunding those points. So that's where we're at with that. So, but yeah, yesterday's stream was fun. We got to return back to the VOD. We had to do that. Also, Bubbles, don't worry, I saw you, Bubbles. I saw your Shinji crank that soldier boy. There it is, right there. I saw it. Don't worry, I see everything. But yeah, we had a wonderful, great return to the VOD. It felt really nice. It felt really good, and it makes me really excited for the shows we have after, where pretty sure we're going to be booked out. We're going to be booked out for the month of October, unless more people want to, and they'd rather do it in October than November. So yeah, I'm really excited. As there's just a lot of things I am getting back into the swing of. You know, this is the second week of my this is the second week of my like starting back up, going back to school, and got your braces today and your teeth hurt. Oh, well, congratulations on getting your braces. Let nobody tell you anything bad about them, because braces are fantastic, and people who disparage that are people who wish they had better teeth. That's all I gotta say. So, braces are a. I got pink and puppies. Oh, there you go. I wish you. Bravo. Maybe in the future. You're never too old to get braces. That's the thing. I need to get braces, but the thing is, my teeth for the most part are already pretty straight. I couldn't say the same thing for myself. Anyway. Anyway. It's just I have like 4 bottom teeth. It's like 3 or 4 bottom teeth that are not entirely straight. Thank you, Novum. I appreciate that. My 4 bottom teeth that I have, like right below my incisors, like they're just a little bit, just a slight bit like uneven, and so one's in front of like one and 2 are in front of the other, and so like it doesn't look bad. It just could be better. Not to mention, if I were to get braces, which I want to get braces soon, I need to get braces so that it would realign my jaw and realign my teeth. That way I don't have an overbite, because I have an overbite. For those that don't know, an overbite is when your teeth, the roof of your mouth, like the top of your teeth, or the top row of your teeth, hang over your bottom jaw, which is not normal. And an underbite is when your lower jaw hangs forward than your upper jaw. And so for me, I have an overbite, but it's a slight overbite. So if I, getting braces, I'm hoping that would correct that, and my jaw would rest normally where my teeth are instead of at the overbite. So, but sometimes dentistry costs money, and braces are expensive. So, but fret not, it's okay. So, we talked about the past. Why don't we talk about the future? That's not brace related. Braces will feel weird in your mouth, depending on the kind you get. So, I almost threw up. Oh, that's not fun. I'm sorry. But braces are good. So they'll feel weird, but you'll be happy you have them. It is a modern, it is a wonderful modern invention that we as humans somehow managed to create, because dentistry is important to us. So yeah, without further ado, let's talk about the future. I realized I probably won't be streaming tomorrow, as I am leaving. I thought I was leaving late in the afternoon. I thought I was leaving late in the afternoon tomorrow, so I'm not going to be streaming. Instead, I am going to be driving to Salt Lake City FanX, to that convention. Going to have fun. Going there for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because in Utah, you can't have anything open on Sunday. If you do, you're a heretic. So they have the convention Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But when I go back home to Vegas in April of next year, when I go to the Las Vegas Level Up convention, that'll be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday convention, which I'm looking forward to. So no streams this week. But what I might do is, with the spare time I have today and tomorrow, try my best to make those YouTube shorts again, which I need to. Speaking of YouTube shorts, guess what? I have a YouTube short being edited right now, which will hopefully be the precursor. Thank you for that, Novum. It'll be the starter for a lot of the YouTube shorts I'll be making. So, not to mention my long-form content, but we'll see about that. We will see about that. You need to do a lot. Yes, I do need to do a lot. But how else are we going to grow? How else are we going to hit that 1,000 follower mark here on Twitch by the end of the year? You seem like you needed a drink. Thank you. I do. The other thing, because we hit 500 followers here on Twitch, the spicy Val art is going to be commissioned. I found the artist. I'm talking to the artist. Thank you. Thank you for that. Who was that? Which one of you was in that? There's only one person that could possibly do it, and you know who you are. You know who you are. Thank you, Bravo. I appreciate that. So, like I said, because of this, we're getting some spicy Val art being commissioned. So, be on the lookout for that. It'll take a little bit of time because the artist, I think, will take a little bit of time for that. No. No Smash. So take a little bit of time for that. So I don't know when it would be done. And I know for the price I'm paying for it, which thankfully it's the culmination of what I'm making from this like channel is what's paying for it. So thankfully it's not in my pocket. It's out of Twitch's pocket because of the September. So, you know, they're extra little bits that they're throwing in here and they also help. So, you know, but with that in mind, be on the lookout for that. Not to mention we'll be returning next week for 2 more episodes of the VOD and then 3 more episodes of streaming. We're not getting feet pics. Not soon. Maybe in the future. We don't know. I don't know yet. I'd have to find a good artist. Anyway, why don't we move on to today's episode of the VOD? Why don't we move on to today's episode of the VOD? So, excuse me. Just asking, if you're paying for it, if you're paying for it, I'll find the artist. So, it's time for us to talk about our guest today. Novum. Oh, pardon me, I misread. It was Bubbles. Well, I thought Bubbles was BRBing. I was like, Yo, is that the Mikey? What's going on, Mikey? Speaking of somebody else who's also going to be on the VOD. So yeah, today we will be welcoming a chill gamer fox whose vocal talents have little bounds. What the heck? Are rocks hitting? It sounds like rocks are hitting my window. I live on the 3rd floor of an apartment complex. Doesn't make any sense. All right. Okay, then. That was odd. So, today we'll be welcoming a chill gamer fox whose vocal talents have little bounds. He loves to collab with others, and he likes to have fun with his friends on and off stream. He loves to practice his gaming skills in his off time, as well as his voice acting and singing. Here he is, the Kitsune of Chaos, the Reynard of Randomness. Please welcome MonsoonKistune, also known as Daichi Yoka. What's going on, friend? Oh yeah? Well, it's been a long time coming. You need to give it a moment. I'm talking to chat. Oh, hold on. I can hear the open back. I gotta make sure I be quiet because since you have the open back headphones, if I am loud, it's okay. What do you mean there's no sound? I thought I was recording. Okay, well, you know what? You got. How's it? Can you hear it now? Can you hear it?
Hello. Am I able to be heard?
Guess what? You're gonna hear double now. Guess
oh
what?
Boy.
You're gonna hear double now. Yeah, how does that sound?
Oh boy.
Yeah, how does that sound?
Let me pull up the stream to confirm.
Yeah, how does that sound?
Let me pull up the stream to confirm.
Ah, wonderful. We get to hear double.
You get to hear quadruple now.
Oh, hello, Sulu the catfishy. What's going on?
My
Welcome.
friend Sulu.
Oh, my voice is... I just have a lot of... I need to clear my throat. Hold on. Okay, we're better. No double. No, there was double. I know there was. Oh my goodness. Alright, hold on. I gotta fix some things because apparently just... okay, hold on. I have it, so I've been using I have two VOD sets, right? I have my night one that is for whatever reason I'm just gonna stick to the night one. Let me quickly fix the chroma key. Let me fix that chroma key. Where is it? Where is it? Stop! Please! Let me fix this!
Stop throwing cans at me. I'm trying to fix this.
Thank you for the follow. I need to fix this. There.
Ah, there we are. Oh, my mouth is now.
What did I do to deserve this? Okay, we're good now. I have two sets. I have the VOD day and I have the VOD night, and I've been using night more than day because I just think it looks better.
Okay. Yeah.
So once I made the transition from one SSD to the other, I had to like fix some things with my OBS. So still trying to figure that out. Now the question is, it's our first question, our most important question. That is, Daichi.
Yes.
Who are you, and what is your story?
That is a very good question. So, let me see. I'm trying to figure out how to put this, because in like reality, still trying to flesh out all of the background for this character. It's still like very much a work in progress, but me and my friends have been helping me work towards like a really good story for this character. The main point being, I'm a Kitsune yokai of sorts. You know, once was a human, died off at some point to some unknown tragedy. Maybe Truck-kun, I don't know. But
maybe Truck-kun.
But
sorry,
now
continue.
I am... No, you're good. But now I am this tricksy little devil, and I'm just trying to go my way in life or afterlife, whichever. Just have fun, maybe be a bit cheeky at times. Who knows?
Interesting.
But
so what brought this on about? Because like, is this the first iteration, or is this like a...
Technically no. So
okay.
I first started VTubing over actually, yeah, about a year and 2 months ago, actually. My friends got me into it after they started a few months before me. And they were kind of like egging me on with it, being like, you gotta at least try this. You gotta like this is actually a fun thing. Like they're like hyping it up, trying to explain it. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I got a really crappy PC at the moment. I mean, just. But after a while, my friend Sulu the Catfish, who followed in the stream recently, I have them to thank for a lot of the VTubing stuff that I have. But they started me off with a model. They taught me how to use OBS, how to use Video Ninja, how to do a lot of different stuff. And just from there, I've gone to her and a bunch of my other friends for support, but I've just kind of taken it on my own, and it's really been nice. I've enjoyed streaming and VTubing.
I mean, that's awesome. I mean, what it seems like is a lot of people who choose to do VTubing as a sort of career, passion project, whatever you want to call it, they tend to go from one area to the other. Of they want to go feet first, and because they want to make it a legitimate and viable career option, or there's another one which is just try it out, see what it does, and there's the opposite end, which is kind of what I was, which was do it as a dare, as a joke. And now we're here. Because I've talked about my journey becoming a VTuber, of how I was playing with my head mod, which I know he's here. I can see you. But I was playing with him, and yo, what's going on? Was it Arita Tetris?
Nice.
What's going on, friend?
Hello, Arita.
Arita. Gotta get the tongue roll.
So, yeah, I don't know why I love doing like the. I don't know why I love rolling my R's all the time, but like it. I think it just has a part of it is influence because my partner is Latina.
Ah, well, I mean, tongue rolls are just they're just fun. They're just good.
Yeah, they are.
And but you know, going back to that of when I started, right? I was my head mod. And I was like, hey, you know, what the heck is this? What the heck is a VTuber? You know, and he's like, oh, this is what it is. I'm like, oh, I see. He's just like, yeah. So I'm like, because I remember I saw a video of girl DM, and I was like, what the heck is this? And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And we never talked about it again. And then a year later, I saw another clip again. And I'm like, is that VTuber? Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna become a VTuber. Wouldn't that be funny? Yeah, it would. And then 6 months later, I made my first model, and then now we're over a year into this. So, people get into this for all sorts of reasons. Yo, look at that! Just look at all the friends who've come to support you. What's going on, Kokoro?
I'm sorry, I can see the chat as well. I just assumed Val didn't care and left into his own devices.
Nah. Look, all I gotta say is that I thought it was funny. I thought it was interesting. And at first, when I made the joke, I was like, hey, I'm gonna become a VTuber. And he's like, yeah, okay, bet. I'm like, all right. And I was walking home one day from work, and it was snowing. It was a snowy night, and I'm like, all right, Tay, I need you to help me out here. It's like, okay, what? It's like, all right, we need to create a character. He's like, character for what, D&D? And I'm like, no, create a character for my VTuber. He's like, oh, okay. He said, look, give me a second. And so we started to, I think he busted out like a generator of some sort, like a lore generator or something. Like, I don't know. And it spiraled, and then it became what you see now.
That's cool,
oh my gosh!
honestly.
Thank you for the 10 bits. Wait, that should have thrown a lot more, huh? That should have thrown. Okay. Well, I fixed this, but thank you so much for the 10 bits, Sulu. I appreciate that. Don't worry, I'll reward it. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll fix that later. Daichi, you're a block. This is technically all my fault. Yeah, it is technically his fault. So I'll focus on that later. What I wanted to ask is, where did the inspiration, like, for a lot of these specific design elements that you have with your model, where did this come from? Because this looks a lot more fleshed out than, you know, say me in just a suit.
So I think Sulu in the chat can probably attest to a few of these. I started off with a different model altogether. I think I can show them off real quick. It'll just be like a few different changes. I hope this doesn't affect the stream.
No, it shouldn't.
I'll probably be able to. Okay.
Ooh. It's okay. I'm just breaking my neck over here.
No, you're good. Where was the first one? I think it was this one. Okay, yep. Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh my gosh, the transparency!
Oh shit.
That's not on you, hold on.
So, no, I'm sorry, it's okay. It started off with like a bit more red than this, which is why it looks so weird. Okay, yeah.
I freaking love it though.
Yeah, I did this during like June or whatnot. And then eventually I got, where is it? I got this one, which is just like a half body thing, as like his own. Does the toggle still work? I can't remember which one it is. Wait, it's. Oh, I must have turned the toggles off, but he's got like his own like little mask, and I just colored it yellow to fit the blonde hair of the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I used these two for a while until Sulu eventually found the one that I used today.
Oh.
And she helped with its color scheme.
So is it a pre-con?
Yeah, they're all pre-commissioned. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So did Rob. Oh yeah, true.
So something I've seen a lot of is the prevalence of pre-commissioned models, and they're just a lot of people really enjoy using them because one, they're affordable, and two, I guess there's just you can edit in a lot of them, like whether it's some of the props or some like it's the color. Like, how do you go about doing that for those that
It
might want to do it?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I know for VTube Studio, there's a thing of in the settings you can head to the art meshes and then you can find out what each mesh is. You can toggle through all the different toggles and shade them to how you want to do them proportionally.
Yeah.
For I think Sulu figured out where the concept sheet was and just started taking that into an editor and doing it by hand for certain things.
Oh, goodness.
And then we'll yeah, which is very impressive. Not gonna lie.
I mean, I feel like
stuff like the
more than impressive.
Yeah. She works really hard and she offers a lot of support for me and my friends who do VTube, and I really appreciate her for that.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, clearly it's once you find somebody who's like that, it's hard to, it's hard to want to try and find other things, because at that point you just really want to support these individuals who've helped you along the path that you started. Like, for instance, a lot of the people who were with me when I started out, in terms of just helping me in commissioning, when I commission them for things, like perhaps the person I've been commissioning from the longest would be, if we want to be technical in how much I've paid them, or the lack of payment thereof, is my buddy Apophis Nova, who designed this entire set. If we want to go based on actually paying my artists, that would be Spider Marie, who's basically done all of my emotes. So,
okay,
all my favorite animated emotes that I have, these ones.
Yeah.
Which, guess what? You can get access to if you subscribe. And if you subscribe, you end up throwing more Dr. Peppers at me, and you earn more channel points to throw more Dr. Peppers.
That makes sense. Okay.
I'm just saying. I ain't getting at nothing except for my baby carrots. That's all I gotta say. A lot of pepper. Look. Just remember.
I was gonna make that joke earlier of some people say, I do this because I want to make a career out of it. This seems very lucrative. And other people's like, I just want to do this as a hobby. It seems very fun. And then you and Tara just hey, just get a lot of cans thrown at you. It'd be funny.
Well, as soon as so this is the thing, is as soon as I found out about the Twitch integrated throwing system, I thought that was the funniest thing. I thought it was such a funny concept. I'm like, okay, cool. Please allow me. I want people to throw things at me. I think that'd be fun. And then I found somebody on Twitter, an artist on Twitter, who decided to. They put out several props for it, and it was soda cans. That was free, and I would have paid for it at the time. I mean, it's still free right now, but still. My point being is that
awesome.
As soon as I saw the Dr. Pepper cans, I'm like, oh, that'd be really funny. And I told my community, I said, hey, if we reach affiliate by the end of the month, I will let you guys throw Dr. Pepper cans at me, and I will never change the price of them. I might change how, the time between you can throw it, but I'll never change the price of them.
Okay.
So, that's it's so for things like this where people just people end up throwing a butt ton of them,
Yeah. You getting hit in the I remember watching the VOD yesterday, and you just got showered with cans for what seemed like 2 straight minutes.
Yeah, I did. But again, that just comes from what started out as a joke, turned into something much more, and now here we are. Oh, yay, it's the Gooman Affogato. What's going on, Gooman? Thank you for that, Sulu. I appreciate it. See, Sulu gets it. If you follow, guess what? One, you get access to my follower emotes, but two, you also get to earn more channel points.
I also love
that's the case, but still.
Yeah. I also love the implication of like, because the item thing for all of them is just like opened cans, so it's just implying that everyone just drinks a crap ton of Dr. Pepper and just throws it at you like you're the trash can.
I mean, at this point, I might as well be a trash can because people have just thrown so many cans at me. I am here, the Cuban Avocado. Exactly.
Toss it to the janitor. It's what he gets paid to do.
No, I was a custodian for a little bit of time.
Really?
And I was almost a building supervisor as a custodian. And so let me tell you something. It is work. But I enjoy it. I actually really liked it because our custodians are treated incredibly well. Like they're management positions. It's management. If you work as a custodian, you're essentially a manager. You're not a entry level person.
Okay.
So, but because of that, we get much cleaner buildings and much cleaner things of that nature. And because of that, I learned how to wax floors. And let me tell you something, bud. Waxing floors is a surprisingly relaxing endeavor to do.
Really?
Yes. It is a lengthy process. It takes time, especially how long the floor you need to wax is. I spent 1 month in just one building waxing a strip of floor that was, I want to say, probably, oh man, it's hard to kind of estimate. If I had to go based on reference, probably about a little less than half a football field. Maybe a little bit more, so that'd be at least 50 yards.
Yeah.
And it was we were only there in that area just to strip and wax that floor. But dude, friend, let me tell you something. It was very relaxing because one, we did it at night, past midnight, and so we're doing it then, just popping in earbuds, and I was just listening to lore videos and just passing the time as I would strip the floor. It was just, it's a very nice feeling because nobody walks in, nobody disturbs your work, and there are periods where you have to. So the process, you have to strip the floor to pour the floor stripper on it, let all the wax kind of pull itself up. Then you have to scrape it with incredibly sharp industrial strength razor blades to scrape all that off. Then you have to apply another coat of stripper on it just to make sure it gets all the leftover stuff. And then you have to buff the floor. You have to buff the floor a couple times to get to grind everything down into essentially a dust. And then after that, you will end up applying the coat of wax. But even then, you have to apply at least 4 coats of it. So you have to apply it, wait for it all to dry, and then apply another coat of it, wait for it to dry. And so I'd say half of the job is just sitting around and waiting. So you're getting paid to essentially you're getting paid to do it's labor intensive work when you're doing it, but when you're not, you're spending about half that shift just sitting around doing nothing, waiting for the wax to dry, waiting for the floor stripper to do its job, And sometimes there's only so much you can do where if you have multiple people, you're just kind of trading off and just So highly recommend it. Stripping floors is a really nice, and it's surprisingly a well-paying job. There's always a floor to be stripped or waxed or buffed. So if you want a nice little job to do, strip floors. Don't strip.
All right.
Strip floors.
Or both. I'm kidding.
Or both. We don't look down on. We don't discriminate. We don't discriminate. We don't look down on sex workers. Those are good. It's good work. So, stripping floors and stripping. Those are good professions. Anywho. So anywho, back to you. Back to you a little bit. Kind of a tangent about waxing floors. So with what you have going on here, do you want to keep this model? Do you want to keep using it for a little more, quite a little bit more time, or are you gonna probably want to go look for a different change, or at a certain point, are you hoping to add on to this and kind of make your own?
So essentially that this is a really nice model, and I'm gonna tweak it a little bit as time goes on. Eventually, like once my character has been fully fleshed out, I'll look into I'll drop a bunch of designs first of like what might be best for my character, because I want to do one that has like multiple different changes to it, not just like you push a toggle and it changes like a couple settings, but one that's like it like changes forms almost, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So that'll take some time, and then once I do have that character fleshed out, I'll look into someone to do the model design and rigging.
Yeah. Like it is a process, to say the least. Like, I mean, I have this model that I got done, which I love this model. But the other models that I have, like my little cookie guy, you know, that one did not take as long, but more people like it. And so at the end of the day, it's really, what do you think? What do people like, and what do you like the most? And I think that's the best thing to go from there, you know?
Yeah.
So, now the question is, if you did have like say money was not an issue, what would you say your like dream model were to look like, or to have like features, or just like, you know, expressions, props, you know, what would that be?
Yeah, so something that's a little more expressive than what this is, like something that's like kind of similar to how a lot of the more top end models you see from like streamers, like really big name streamers that have like the like what are probably like crazy expensive, but are very much like just so insanely expressive with the eyebrows and the like able to puff out their cheeks, stick out their tongue, stuff like that. The way the eyes just react it like in real time to the person's face behind the camera. Like something that I could get behind like that. As far as like any of the physical designs, I can't think of anything specific at the moment.
No, I know how you feel. Like, it's I think if my ultimate goal is to be able to have a model that can be as expressive with the face and the mouth as I am, because I'm a very expressive individual when I speak.
Yeah.
Like Jim Carrey level of facial expressions.
Yes.
And so my goal is to ultimately have that level of expressiveness. But until then, we're just kind of here. And that's okay. Like I said, I love this. So, yeah, Gooman Monsoon's model is pretty rad.
Oh, thanks.
There it is. But yeah, well, any last minute, any last kind of thoughts about your model before we move on?
Not that I can think of. As far as I guess I could clarify a couple things.
Sure.
As far as the color schemes, there's a lot of different toggles that I have. Let me see if I actually. I wonder if I still have these ready or not.
Ah!
Come on.
It's just a head.
Okay, no, toggles are on. Well. Okay, good. So if I do this,
you were just a head.
Oh. Mask. I think I have. Oh, which one's the visor? There's the visor.
Oh. How very Mad Max.
Yeah, there's a few different things there's a few different toggles for this. I can toggle on and off the coat. I gotta remember which one's which.
Jeez, Gooman. You threw a sprite at me.
Oh, a sprite. Damn.
Except I think the can is called Spurt. Yo.
Spront.
Yo, gotta hold the baby.
Yeah, gotta hold my little Sainu.
What is the lore for it? Huh?
Good question. Again, it's all still a work in progress at the moment.
Come on, Daichi. We're looking for this. These are the important answers. These are important
These
questions.
are the important questions. Yes, they are.
All right. Well, I expect to have answers in the near future.
Don't worry, you will.
That's a Sprite. That's right, a Sprite. That's actually a Dr. Pepper Zero strawberry can. What? What? I see. So, I think it's time we talked a little bit about some of your gaming things, some of your streaming things. What kind of things you like to stream?
I'm a bit of a variety streamer at the moment. I've streamed games like Minecraft, Among Us, Golf with Friends. Actually, let me pull up my Steam page here.
All good stuff. All good stuff.
Yep. Chained Together. I really love doing that one. I love doing Content Warning. I've not gotten into that.
Content Warning is a good one.
It is. Some older games like Undertale, Deltarune.
I need to finish Undertale.
Yeah, it's such a good game.
Yeah, I mean the music is a bop.
Yeah. Whenever me and my friends we'll try to schedule stuff like Uno, played up Party Animals. Yeah, we've done Power World at one point. We haven't gotten back to that in such a long time.
I never played it.
It's honestly pretty fun. It's a little grindy. Like it takes a little while to like get to certain stuff, and the leveling seems a bit skewed, but it is still insanely fun, especially if you play with friends.
Interesting.
Helldivers and GTFO are a couple of my favorite
like Helldivers.
Shooter games. Yeah.
So then if you had to pick one you play a lot or one you want to play more in the future, of what would you say would be? I know that's a hefty question. But that's why we're here.
Let me see. As far as stuff I want to play more in the future, I'm almost I think I'm over halfway done with the Star Wars game Jedi Survivor.
Oh?
Yeah. I'd love to get more into GTFO because there's been so much added to the game and I've not gotten through all of it.
Game? I don't know anything
GTFO.
about that.
Okay, no. GTFO is one of my favorite FPS games, like to date. It basically and it's designed for 4 people. If you try to go at it alone, you are screwed.
Okay.
But you are essentially 4 prisoners waking up from hyperstasis to go down into these underground prison areas, basically, and you have to complete different objectives, all the while traversing the darkness, trying not to alert enemies, stealth killing them if possible. But it's basically, and probably the one time I'm gonna curse on the stream, but as the name of the game implies, you gotta find wherever the objective is, complete it, get back to the extract, and then get the fuck out.
Oh, okay. I kind of got that from the name.
Yeah.
I never had a group to run it with, but it's actually a nice spooky shooter game. Oh, well, maybe you have somebody who you can play with.
Ooh, possibly.
See, there you go. So, bearing all this in mind, having all this variety that you like playing, do you think that's something that is a good thing to have all this variety, or do you think it's in this content age, it's better to stick with like more centralized content?
I think it depends entirely on what your goal is. I would say I definitely fall into the vein of this is a hobby for me. So I'd rather just go through and enjoy what I do and not care so much about numbers. I still care a little, of course. Like, you're trying to be a streamer, you're trying to reach more people, trying to entertain more people. You need to have at least a decent amount of following such that you can attain that goal. But as far as like trying to like make it big as a VTuber, it's not really been my end goal for this. I get on stream and I pick a game that I want to play. I set up what I can throughout the rest of the week for scheduling, and I just try to have fun with it. And my friends have been giving me like tips and tricks on like how to engage better with the audience, stuff that like can help me make sure I don't miss out on chat, because I'm definitely one of those gamers that like get so immersed into the game that everything else just kind of disappears.
Yeah.
But yeah, it entirely depends on how you want to go about it. I would say, like, if you want to like make it big as a streamer, definitely try and find what your best niche is, in comparison to like yourself. Be like what you excel at best, what you like doing best, what you want to. It's essentially
Mm-hmm.
that of like, what would you, if you had to pick something to do as a streamer for the rest of your life, and you know you wouldn't get tired of it or bored of it, what would that be? And just kind of stick within that genre or subject. But if you're just trying to like have fun with it, do whatever the hell you want. You'll gain following from different people that enjoy that sort of content, and if they like how you approach that content, then they'll give you a follow. As I imagine is the mindset, just because that's how I am. How I am whenever I find different things like that on YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, some of the best creators you can find are those who just entirely focus on one bit of content. Like, I know when I was playing Phasmophobia a lot of the content that, or some of the people that I found just played nothing but, for the most part, nothing but Phasmophobia. That was just their content. I'm like, oh, well, this is fun, because I know that, I mean, hopefully they don't get tired of it. But you know, I'm like, oh, this is great. You know, I got content I can watch from just this person, and this is where I learned a lot about Phasmo because of this individual. I don't remember their name at the moment, but all I know is that sometimes I feel like we take for granted those individuals who dedicate themselves to one area of content, instead of being a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
So then the question would be is, if you were to do that, if you were to pick one game and stream it for the rest of your life, again, hard-hitting question, what game do you think that would be?
Oh, that's definitely a good one.
Here, let's do this. Let's pick three games.
Okay, if I had to pick 3 games to play for the rest of my life.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one. Hopefully, let me see. Okay, probably GTFO.
Okay.
Let me see. There's one I've been playing that's it's called Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, I love Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect from it when I started playing, but it is one of my all-time favorite games in general. I got into like the first chapter of it, and I was like, this is exactly the type of game I've been looking for. What the heck?
Oh yeah.
But that like those two, and it's it'd have to be it'd be a tie between either something Dragon Ball related or something that's like a widely known party style game that like anyone can jump into. Ooh, like anything Dragon Ball related or Jackbox.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
See, I feel like if I were to pick some games, I think, I don't know, maybe TF2 is something I would consider just doing content for.
That's a good one.
Cause let's see, I love TF2. I have to blame my head mod again for that. So let's see. I could do TF2. I maybe could do. I could do Yu-Gi-Oh content. I don't know how much I'd love doing that. Like, I've seen Yu-Gi tubers, as what they're called. I've seen that content, and I've seen how just hard it can be being genuine and true, like honest. Because a lot of it tends to be, when it comes to a lot of TCG content, people tend to fall into that rut of, like, ah, man, I need to get the latest and greatest things out there. I need to make sure people know, and they tend not to make sure it's good and fair content.
Yeah.
Kind of like modern VTuber news sites. Anyway. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Look, I'm just saying. But yeah, like maybe Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia would be a good one. Because I do like Phasmophobia.
It is.
I don't know. Like, I guess when it comes to that replayability, you just kind of have to think about that too. But like, I will say a game I freaking love that I want to get more VTubers to play is Left 4 Dead 2.
Ooh, yeah.
Like I want to get a bunch of people to play Left 4 Dead 2 and do a giant Left 4 Dead 2 collab.
That would be awesome. I think I have the game as well.
Have you ever played it?
Yeah, I have. One of the last times that I have played it, it was me and a different group of friends, and we had a bunch of mods based on items and characters from the Hazbin Hotel Hell of a Boss universe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think one of my favorite mods is the Usada Pecora Smoker mod.
Oh.
Where it turns, or no, Spitter. It was the Spitter.
So, the Spitter.
And so basically, what like you'll be doing like Downpour or whatever the mission with all the heavy rain is called. I mean, I'm thinking of the one from Left 4 Dead 1 and not from Left 4 Dead 2, because Left 4 Dead 2, that one's actually just called Heavy Rain. I think it's called Heavy Rain, maybe. Regardless,
okay.
It's just the atmosphere. It's a downpour. You know, just everything's abandoned. There's zombies everywhere, and all of a sudden you just hear Usada Bakura just, you know, off in the distance. Like there is clearly a render distance with her audio, and so you just hear it echoing. And no, Robe, you're especially dapper today. You just hear her off in the distance just screaming and just like laughing, just going her laugh. How does her laugh go? It's like something like that. I can't do it. It's like I can't do it, but you know what I'm talking about.
I think I do.
It's like an like a lot higher pitched. It's like a Jared Leto laugh.
Oh god.
And so she does that laugh, and then all of a sudden you get jumped by her, and she starts spitting on you. And I'd say the funniest part about that is when you actually do kill the spitter, the model crumples, but you just hear her like give this long-winded thing, which I have no idea what it is. But she either does that or she just starts doing her normal laugh. It's the funniest mod, and I freaking love it.
Just imagine, like, if someone modded it to where, like, you accidentally wake up the witch and you just hear Iron Mouse just, like, ranting in Spanish, just cursing you out.
I feel like that might be funnier if Iron Mouse is a Titan.
Oh, true.
Because then you just have Okay, hear me out, though. A mod, right? It's, Iron Mouse would be the Titan, and one of those survivors is replaced, like, with Connor Sea Dog VA.
Yes.
And it's just replaced with him, and so all of a sudden, you know, you just have the Titan show up, and you just hear Connor going, you know, raise the timer. Whatever, I don't know. That was something that was people have been shouting in my chat yesterday.
Yeah.
And so just all of a sudden you see Iron Mouse just blitz Connor. I think that'd be the funniest thing. What's going on, Zachy? Welcome. But yeah, I don't know, Left 4 Dead content, I feel like because of the abundance of mods in just most any like Valve game, I feel like you'd be sitting well.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, goodness me. Well, we have hit the 1 hour point in the show. And I forgot to do it yesterday, but I won't forget today. We reached the 1 hour point in our show. And you know what that means, right? Right, chat? No? Okay. It's time to bring back the food definition flowchart. So, halfway through the show, we like to take a little bit of a nice little bit of a break. Maybe instead of running an ad break, I like to bring up this thing that makes most of my audience leave or close the tab, in which I bring up my food definition flowchart. Now, the food definition flowchart is the most scientific flowchart ever designed. That was created by my head mod in a drunken haze that I took and I refined over the course of many streams because people apparently are not satiated enough. And so I took the brunt of it, and I basically wanted to find a food flowchart that we could take most any food and drink and classify it into one of 4 categories. Now, if it's in a category, that doesn't mean that object is that, like, specifically. If it's a sandwich,
Right.
if it's in the sandwich category, it's not like the sandwich. It's just sandwich-esque, much like a tomato is a fruit kind of situation.
Gotcha.
And so the whole point of this is I show it to my guests, and I like to ask, do you agree or do you disagree with this flowchart? And if you agree, that's wonderful. We'll talk about it a little more. If you disagree, we'll figure out why you're wrong and why the flowchart is right. So, it follows a simple process. We start at the beginning, which is it going to be eaten? So you take any food that you want. You know, and then if you get sarcastic, it just be like, oh, what about a tree? And I'm like, all right, well, because at first it was...
Is it good?
Yeah. So the tree aside, is it going to be eaten? Yes or no? Yes, no, or maybe. If it's maybe, that means you're unsure. You'll keep cycling back into this question until you can have a definitive yes or no answer. So if go ahead.
Until you can give like a legitimate reason for it.
Yes. So there needs to be absolutes. There is no wiggle room for uncertainty. So
Exactly.
if we go to is it going to be eaten? If it's a maybe, you have to circle back until you have a certain answer. If it's no, don't worry about it. Because at that point, you're not going to eat it. Why do you care?
Yeah, exactly.
And to which one person would be like, because we still need to classify it. But it's like, at that point, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like,
It just doesn't
if
matter.
you're not willing to eat it, don't bother with it.
It's essentially just object permanence at that point.
Yes.
So, is it going to be eaten? Yes or no? Yes. Is it the state of matter a solid or a liquid? If it's liquid, it's considered in the soup category. If it's a solid, then we move on to the next question. If you're unsure, don't worry about it. Is it a single mass or multiple parts? If it's a single mass, it is in the steak category. If it's multiple, we move on to the next question. If you're unsure, don't worry about it. Is it a layered dish? Yes, no, unsure. If you're unsure, don't worry about it. If no, it's in the salad category. If yes, it's in the sandwich category. So give me one of your favorite foods, and we will show how valid this chart is.
Okay. One of my favorite foods, General Tso's chicken.
General Tso's chicken. So
Let me see.
So I have it right here. So the question is, and the thing is, you need to give me the information you need to describe it as best you can, because if you say it's General Tso's chicken, well, is it General Tso's chicken and rice, or is it just the chicken itself? Is it multiple pieces of chicken, or is it just one chicken? Because these questions matter.
Okay, no.
So you have to be specific with it.
That's good. Okay, so the way it's generally served is you have multiple pieces of boneless chicken, and they're served like slathered in this
sauce.
Soy, this sauce. It's spicy. It's got sesame in it. It's meant to be a spicy food. Usually served on top of rice. Most times with broccoli for whatever reason. Maybe to just balance out its
Broccoli's good. I love broccoli.
Yeah.
Do you not like broccoli?
Go ahead. No, I like broccoli. For some reason I like vegetables raw more than I like them cooked, but I'm warming up more and more to eating cooked vegetables. I've just been picky my whole life.
Yeah, well, I think I haven't been picky my whole life. It depends. It really depends on how it's cooked, because
yes,
when it comes to like asparagus, I love asparagus. However, flaccid asparagus is not good. And the reason I say flaccid asparagus is because when it's cooked right, it's crispy and it's crunchy with a little bit of char. And that is so you cook it like that. You put just a very minuscule amount of salt on it, and then put like lemon juice on it, and it is delicious. It is so good because the lemon juice like offers a lot more flavor than the asparagus does, and the asparagus becomes more of a complement. But it's still lemon asparagus is just really good. The problem is people boil the asparagus, and because of that, it becomes limp, noodly, and flaccid, and I don't like that at all. So, that's why typically when we cook asparagus, you put it on a baking sheet and throw it in the oven and let it cook that way. That way it firms up, it cooks the inside, but it also gives a nice little char to it.
Okay.
So, sorry, I didn't mean to get way off topic. Just
No, you're good. You're good.
the same thing goes for broccoli. Like, steamed broccoli is good. I like steamed broccoli. I don't like it when it's mushy. I like it when it's cooked in a way that makes it the broccoli crunchy. I love crunchy broccoli. It's crisp.
Yeah.
So, but you get like raw broccoli, like little broccoli tops, and you put some like ranch and just dip that in there. Just, oh, who did that? Oh, Schmoozer. What's going on, Schmoozer? I don't have, I drank all of my drink, so I don't have anything to hydrate with. So, I apologize. So yeah, let's go with your General Tso's chicken.
All right, so first question, is it going to be eaten? Absolutely.
Okay, absolutely.
Is it a state of matter, solid or liquid? Nah, I would hesitate to say, or I'd be
Thank you.
If I was to say, probably more on the solid side. It is covered with the sauce, but the sauce is kind of a fine line between solid and liquid. It is liquidy, but it's more viscous.
But we're going based on the dish. We're going based on the dish. And because the reason why I say is it's state of matter, solid, liquid, General Tso's chicken is a solid. That is not up for debate. And the reason why I say that is because somebody tried to debate me on, well, a watermelon is mostly liquid, therefore it's a soup. But then I have to tell them, like, but what is the state of matter in which you ingest it?
Exactly.
It's a solid. And so that was because that, yeah. And so what we talk about is, objectively, it is a solid. You are looking at a solid object. Like, because the thing is, sauce or not, the dish itself is a solid.
That is fair.
Let us continue.
Alright. Solid. Is it a single mass or multiple parts? Obviously, it's multiple parts. So, is it a layered dish? Now, layered meaning like...
there is proper layerage to it that it doesn't change. Whereas, since you mix it in... So if you just had the chicken first and then you have the rice, then it would be considered a layered dish. But since more often than not you're eating the rice with the chicken, it is just a salad.
I can accept that.
Yeah, you don't want to offer some.
I think that fits because it offers a good amount of protein, grain, and vegetables in it that you would normally find in like what people traditionally think of as a salad.
Yeah, because like I said, the way in which you present the dish and how you eat it is what ultimately changes the overall architecture of the process. And so, that's why I have to be so pedantic with people about it. It's like, okay, so tell me exactly what this dish is, all of its components, and tell me how you're going to eat it. Because like if you have a bowl of cereal, that's a liquid. That you're having basically liquid.
It's a bowl. Yeah, it's a bowl of liquid with solid matter in it that's able to be ingested. There are plenty of soups that are like that.
Yes. And so the point is trying to make sure that we don't use conventional soup like definitions for this. We're going based on if it's a solid, we move on, but if it is a liquid, anything that's a liquid is considered in the soup category. But the workaround I had is the unsure part, because at that point it just absolves me of responsibility.
Yes.
So, and that's where people find fault and argument, is that you can't just you can't just have an unsure. You need to define it. I'm like, well, I did define it. It's defined as don't worry about it. And the problem is they just don't like the answer. It's a bowl of liquid. However, if you eat the cereal without milk, it's a solid. Yeah? Yes. So
that's just a sad salad.
That's just a sad salad. Now, one might consider, it's like, well, what about a salad with, say, like an actual like salad with dressing on it? Is that still a soup?
It's still a salad. You just added one component that is liquidy. It doesn't change the...
So the liquid is not the base.
Exactly.
If the liquid is the base, then what's wrong with my sad salad?
What's wrong with my sad salad?
Your salad is not... Look, man.
Eating cereal just dry without any milk is not meant to be a meal or any sort of snack at that point. It's just meant to...
You're just living.
Yeah.
You're living, or you're alive, but you're not living. But I will say this though, that only applies to if you're eating like cereal from a bowl with no milk. I think that's a sad salad. But if you just like pour it into like a plastic bag, you just eat like Cheerios or like Special K or something, I think that's fine. No judgment there.
Yeah.
Well, there is judgment if you purposely just pour it into a bowl and just eat it like that.
And there's even more judgment if you use something other than a bowl, like a plate.
I like eating dry cereal. It's a snack. Please don't do this to me.
Although that's fine if you take it with you and you just have that as like a side thing. If that's like the main thing you eat, and you purposely put it in the bowl just to have it, there are other options for that. You could just take the box with you into the other room and just handful it into your mouth like goldfish crackers at that point.
Oh my gosh. Yes, me when I take my Captain Crunch and it just shreds the inside of my mouth.
I haven't had Captain Crunch in a while. I gotta try that again.
What's your favorite cereal? Gooman!
Oh, that's my breakfast sometimes.
Gooman?
I'm cooked. No, clearly you haven't cooked anything. I'm sorry, that was too far.
Gooman, into the pear wiggler you go.
Into the pear wiggler.
Where is it? Into the pear wiggler you go. Look at it. It's glorious. It's the pear wiggler. And that's where you will go because of this blasphemous thing of adding water to cereal.
Oh my gosh. And just slowly getting more and more bruised.
Yes, that's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's a 3D representation of movement to bruise ratio for pears, and so why you need to make sure pears don't move in transit. Even I don't like it, but I love it. That doesn't make any sense. You can't just have water in cereal. That's not good. The Lord created milk strictly for my Special K. Adding cereal with water is just like... I put milk in my oatmeal.
It is not like oatmeal, goo man. There is a distinct difference between cereal and oatmeal. Oatmeal is described, even by supermarkets, it is described as hot cereal because you were supposed to heat it up.
What is the
You were supposed to add water or milk to it for the specific purpose of heating it up and eating it as a heated, not mush, but like, it's not at all like, I use water in oatmeal. So?
My man just said
The hell you mean nuh-uh?
The hell you mean nuh-uh? Let's see. Wikipedia defines oatmeal as is a preparation of oats that have been dehusked, steamed, and flattened, or a coarse flour of whole oat grains that have either been milled, rolled, or steel cut. Which I recently learned the definition, like the difference between milled, rolled, and steel cut oats. I don't remember. Oh wait, so ground oats are just called white oats. Steel oats are known as coarse oatmeal, Irish oatmeal, or pinhead oats. Rolled oats were traditionally thick old-fashioned oats, but they're made thinner and smaller and may be categorized as quick oatmeal or instant oatmeal, depending on the cook time required, which is determined by the size of the oats and the amount of pre-cooking. I started to get a little bit of an accent there as I started to read it.
You started to get a little sudden there.
I live as an inspiration for all water lovers. I use hot chocolate with water too. Well, that's normal.
Clearly, depending on the packet, yeah, that's normal. But clearly, you don't like to have any sort of excitement in your life.
Oh, hold on there.
Okay.
They like excitement just in the form of water. Water's good. Water's it. So that.
So when my water cereal is not an oatmeal, damn, guess my hot takes are simply burn. How dare you burn water on us?
Burn water. Look, all I gotta say is water is good in a lot of different dishes and ingredients. It's just not right for oatmeal and cereal.
It really
I can see that for hot chocolate. That's what I use a lot. Especially Swiss Miss. Swiss Miss is like the go-to. It's like the cheap go-to hot chocolate.
Yeah.
You've committed war crimes worse than cereal water? Oh, worst crime. Sorry, war crimes.
Committed a worse crime. What? I'm not sure I want to know, but at the same time I do.
Gooman, what are you doing? What are you doing, Gooman?
Also, hi for the Kitsune. Hello, Novem.
What are you doing worse than cereal water? I'm just curious now. Like, we're not here to judge. We're just here to tell you why you're wrong.
Exactly.
Well, actually, I don't tell you why you're wrong. The food flow chart tells you why you're wrong.
Exactly.
But you know, we give hard judgment out of love. Because just remember, at the end of the day, it's your food. You do with whatever. I blended gum and water to make a mint water shake because I ran out of mint leaves to make tea.
Moving on. You're still on. Didn't you make the food chart? Yeah, and you're the one breaking all the rules. No, sorry, not you, Novum. Gooman.
Thank you, Rain. I needed that to knock me out of my stupor. The fact that... Please, Gooman, never cook again. Or rather, Gordon Ramsay has a bunch of free videos on YouTube. That's how I learned to cook, was Gordon Ramsay videos. No, wait, Gooman, don't go!
We want to insult you, Mom.
What? No. We're not here to insult Gooman. Gooman is wonderful.
No.
Gooman.
We are only here to debate with them very heavily on why this flowchart is right and they are not.
Gooman. There we
cooking, just cooking to learn to cook. Yeah, that's what thousands of people. That's what people like thousands of years ago had to do, but now we have technology that you don't have to learn everything by hand again.
Rain is right, though. Cooking to learn to cook is what you want to do, because it is one thing if. Thank you. It is one thing if you are going like. Guess I'm going back to my 1,000-year-old habitat. Oh no. I've done a lot of weird things like freezing moldy bread to consume.
Start not caring. Maybe start caring again. Oh my god, are you okay?
Look, sometimes you gotta experiment with the food. Like that's how I found out that ranch was surprisingly not that bad on spaghetti.
You know, strangely, I can kind of see that.
But that's
Like,
only...
I'm not sure I'd be willing to try that, but like, if I can imagine how like stuff like fettuccine is made for different pastas, I can kind of imagine ranch with spaghetti noodles a little.
So the idea is that we came to a conclusion. We came to a theory, which was ranch is a natural complement to tomato sauce, like tomato related things. And this was what we based it off of. Me and my brothers were like, people like ranch on pizza. It's tomato sauce. Ranch on pizza is good. I like ranch on pizza. I try not to have it. I'm crying in European right now listening to you guys. Oh no, what was really hard was I remember I was talking with one of my coworkers and she's from Italy, right? And we had this long discussion, right? I think it was making a cheese popsicle stick. Okay, boy howdy, do I have a subreddit for you. It's called r/stupid food.
Oh god.
What do you mean? Okay, right, you can't be like crying in European and then say cheese popsicle sounds sensible. Like that doesn't no. Maybe
like, cream cheese maybe, but like any like actual cheese, like
we have mozzarella sticks, we have cheese sticks. We don't need cheese popsicle sticks.
We don't need frozen cheese. No.
We don't need okay. So I was talking with one of my coworkers and she's from Italy. And we had this discussion where make it like a popsicle, freeze and then melt it and use it with hot dishes. Just use normal cheese and melt it.
Melt it and you what? Why do you need to freeze it and then melt it? Rain, why? You can't say that you're crying in European and then you bring us this crap.
You bring us the forbidden knowledge. Maybe we're not enlightened enough. The popsicle raw.
No.
It was goomin. But so going back to it, we had a discussion, and I thought this was a pretty interesting discussion. Where she talked about how the food that if it's not made in the country, like I'm pretty sure this is the point she was trying, like this is the hill she was willing to die on, which was if it's not made in the country that it originates from, it's not good. And I disagree with that wholeheartedly, because the thing is, I'm like, look, it was an Italian dish that I had that it tasted fantastic here. It was delicious here and I loved it. And she was like, well, that's just objectively wrong. It's better in Italy. And I'm like, but if I eat it and I say it's good and I like it, doesn't that mean it's not objective? And then she was like, well, no, you're just eating a worse version of the food, which you could be eating a better version. I'm like, but what if I go there and I eat that food and I realize I like the one back home much more than the one in the country of origin, and I realize the one of country of origin just doesn't taste as good? And she's like, well, then you're just objectively wrong. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm objectively wrong? It's food, that's the thing. Food is completely subjective. If you like frozen popsicle cheese sauce and you like it, who am I to tell you it's bad? It's just like,
it's bizarre, but if that's what you like, power to you.
And that was the crux of the whole point that I was trying to make with this individual. Because then the next thing I asked her, I'm like, well, so if this is the case, if this is how you feel, then let me ask you another question. Since I had this dish, it was made, there was this Greek restaurant I frequented a lot, right? Back in Las Vegas. It's a fantastic Greek restaurant. It's owned by Greek immigrants. They're from Greece. They immigrated to America, and they've been living there for quite a long time. And the thing is, they make very traditional Greek dishes. like with a lot of lamb and a lot of herbs and spices, they import to Vegas just to make those dishes. Now, mind you, they're buying and they're importing Greek ingredients,
Right.
and they're making it. They're making it with ingredients from their home region, and it's actual Greek individuals making it, right? So at that point, you're getting an authentic, you're getting a real Greek dish made by Greek individuals. Is that not the same as having the food in Greece? If the ingredients are from Greece, the people that are from Greece just happen to be in a different location, but they're still making with the same ingredients you'd find in Greece, is that not the same dish?
I would argue it would be.
Because the thing is that, and that's what I tried to argue, is like, look, it's, but if it can be, if it's harvested and they import it the next day, one day is not going to kill it. Unless it's a very specific item, which in that case, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be able to, but I wasn't having something like that. And so, like I said, the whole crux of it is, just because it's not made in the region, Greece to America is not one day. It's probably, if I had to guess, probably about 12 to 16 hours.
Probably.
So it's still
even
in a day.
Yeah, it's still technically, like, if you get it, like, within the next, like, 1 or 2 days, it's part of the reason why we've developed all these things that are able, preservatives and different preservation techniques that are able to, like, house food for much longer than you would have been able to 100 years ago.
Now, yeah, and so the thing is, my whole point is not that all food made outside of where it's originally located is better than where it originally was made. My point being is that just because it's the same dish made in a different place, but the ingredients are essentially the same, it can still be good. Like if I have real pasta from, or like if I have like authentic pizza in Napoli, Italy, where pizza was originally made, it's gonna taste much better. Yes, I agree. It should taste much better in Italy, in Napoli, where it's from. However, I like my Costco pizza, and that's the whole crux of the situation. Sure, I could go to New Jersey, or I think it's either New Jersey or it's New York. I could go to New York and have the birthplace of the modern hamburger, but I like In-N-Out.
Right.
Exactly.
It's like,
don't gatekeep yummy food.
Exactly. It's like if I went to France and I found like a restaurant that housed and made one of like the original recipes for like a dessert like creme brulee, to less an example, it would probably be much more authentic to its original design and recipe, and it would probably still be good, hopefully. But I may or may not like it as much as what I learned to make at home. Yeah. And that's just entirely subjective based on like how I've grown up, how my tastes have defined, how refined themselves. Yeah. And just life in general, like.
Oh yeah, like when I was in Japan, I had ramen a couple times, and let me tell you something, Japanese ramen, it's bussin', as the kids say. Whoa. Like, and the thing is, Japanese ramen, what makes ramen so good that a lot of people don't think about if they've never had actual home cooked ramen is what sets ramen apart is its broth. And I went to the cup noodle. I went to the cup noodle museum in Yokohama, and I went to the ramen museum, the ramen noodle museum in it was either in Yokohama again or it was in Tokyo. I think it was still in Yokohama. And so, ramen with Pocky. What are you talking about, Gooman?
Gooman.
I think you just need I think you need a timeout. I can't accept a Nutella pizza. Ugh. Dang, I might want to get Domino's later today. That sounds delicious. That sounds fire.
Honestly.
But I need to make some egg fried rice.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
So, like actual good egg fried rice. But the thing is, it's the broth. The broth is what makes ramen good, because the broth is what flavors everything. It's what you know, the stock that you use in it, the ingredients, you know, the flavor. It's just good. It's delicious. And so there was this new ramen shop that opened up in my town, which I'm almost tempted to go to today, you know, just to check it out. Just why not? And so, but the big thing to look for in good, authentic ramen is the broth. So my point being is that if it's good here, then that's all that matters. Unless I be the snob, be like, well, this is not good, this is not delicious, therefore all ramen in Japan is much better than in America. I'm like, oh, I don't know. The sushi I had in Japan was good. It was good, don't get me wrong. I really like the sushi that I've had here in America. Like, it's delicious here in America. Now, the prices in Japan are much better, but my point still stands. So anyway, this turned into something that became like a much bigger discussion, so I apologize. Pizza Hut is one of the few places I can... Pizza Hut is one of the few places I can actually get pizza because of my allergies. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. You have a gluten?
Culture merging and experience. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, Rain. Culture merging and experience makes some unique things you can't get in the original country. That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
So imagine if, like, you took your friend to what you claim to be an Italian restaurant and got her actual Italian dishes, but then did, like, a whole, like, punked thing where, like, you reveal that it's, like, actually made in a Greek restaurant by someone who's, like, Japanese, and you're not anywhere in...
you're in, like,
you're not anywhere in Italy, you're, like, in Scandinavia or some crap.
You're just in Rhode Island.
You're just... And the entire time they're just like, oh man, this is delicious. See, what have I told you? And then you just sit there with that crap-eating grin on your face, just like, yep.
Okay, but hear me out. The sushi pizza. Have you not heard of the pizza sushi?
I've heard of it. I've had sushi one other time, like one time in my life. I cannot stand the taste of raw fish for whatever reason it is. Like raw fish, I cannot eat it.
I completely understand. There's a lot of people who don't like raw fish. Raw fish is okay. So, but anywho, with all this in mind, what is the verdict on this food flow chart? Do you agree with it? Do you not agree?
I think I do.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Then you do not go into the pear wiggler. You instead get to go with Pizza Rat.
Yeah.
We love Pizza Rat. Pizza Rat is great.
I've never seen that clip before.
You've never seen Pizza Rat?
It's so fucking cute. I'm sorry.
It's Pizza Rat.
It's so cute.
Left over from when we had our wonderful guest Mercury Winds, and now it's just become a thing that has stayed on this channel.
Yeah,
you went into the pear wiggler, really Gooman.
Yeah. Remy really hitting hard times these days.
Remy be hitting hard times. Well, we have 10 minutes left before we get into our final 10 questions, so let's talk about this.
Ooh.
Voice acting. Because originally, how I met you was through you taking part in my voiceover shows. Which was the first one you took part in, the Yu-Gi-Oh one?
I believe so. I might have heard about you, I know I heard about you through a different thing altogether. I think I might have auditioned for something before, but I can't remember what it was.
You heard
I just
of
know
me?
that, like...
Oh, my vanity. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I can't remember which thing it was. Oh, it was like an audition to be like the things that was like the hero villain thing.
I don't think it's the hero villain. I haven't had those yet, but I think it was the. Are you sure it wasn't the voiceover showdown? The first one?
It might. Yes. No. That's what it was.
Yeah, it would have been the very first voiceover showdown, which.
And those
holy cow, that was a show of all time.
Yeah. Those were, and unfortunately, those were set during times that I was already set to like get ready for work and then drive there.
Oh. Yeah, that's the thing, is when it comes to these kinds of events, I kind of have to set hard times, and if people can't show up to do them, there's not much I can do. I can kind of see when everybody is most available and try and work around that, but when it comes to one person, it's it's a lot harder for me to sort of navigate and try and do. I'm glad you guys like the voiceover showdown. I want to do more of those. And I want to get bigger named people to either take part or be like the guests with. 100 plus people in chat was
electrifying.
You're telling me. You're telling me. Like, that was terrifying because Sawa Grave-sama, and the thing is, guess what? She agreed to come back for another one.
Ooh, nice.
So Sawa's great. Freaking love Sawa. If you want to catch her, she streams on YouTube. I don't know how frequently she's been streaming, but the idea is I want to get more VTuber voice actors, like bigger named people, to help out. So,
yeah.
Oh my god. All I can say is that I was messaging friends like midstream, where it was at first it was like 5 people. It's like, okay, cool. Then 10 people, like, oh, that's awesome. And at 20, I'm like, 20 people. All right. 25. I'm like, 25 was about what I got from my Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, and then it shot up to like 50, and then 60, and then 80, and I'm like, what is going on? And then it at its peak, I think it was 131. Like, if I remember correctly, it was it this Wednesday? Ah, man, I happened to pick the day correctly.
Nice.
I had a max viewer count of 119 and 87 average viewers.
Nice.
It was a safe to say it was a very successful stream. But the whole point about it is, like, the biggest takeaway was how many people auditioned and how many like awesome performances we got to see. Like, truly, it was a treat, to say the least.
It was. I loved hearing everyone else's, especially the one who was like just so like New Jersey Joey or something.
New Jersey. Oh, that was for the Yu-Gi-Oh one.
Yeah, for the Yu-Gi-Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that was 4 Mile. That was Mile. Heck yeah, love that guy. It was wonderful to see all the communities come together and cheer each other on and getting to know each other during the audition. Several of them are still good friends. That's the point. That's
nice.
That's the thing. We see what Fillion does with a lot of these performative shows, and that's what I want to do. Is I want to do those kinds of shows too, not specifically hers, but I want to do more voiceover related content, and that's what I'm hoping to do. Is that you don't see that much. You don't see that much on in the VTubing community. And so I'm hoping to kind of I want to make that the mainstay where, you know, worst case, these shows take longer to develop, but because of that, it becomes much more professional. Like, the big thing about the Heroes vs. Villains one is I'm going to have to commission, like, manga spreads for it. And that's going to cost me a little bit of money to do. And so I have to make sure, if this is the route I'm trying to go, I'm trying to make sure that this is going to be worth the investment. So, because at the end of the day, I will, you know, I'm trying to make sure it's successful. Money, I don't care much about money. It's more participation and things of that nature. Because, where is it? For the person I found for this, it's a one shot. It's their service is advertised as a one shot manga. I don't know how many pages it encompasses, but it's a little more pricey. And so, because I realized that that's how I want to do it, I want to make it like it's an actual, like, manga spreader. I originally wanted to do an animation of it, but I realized perhaps the manga idea might be a little better.
Yeah, just...
So, oh yeah. So, that's currently in the works. It's currently in the works. That's what I'm trying to figure out. But be on the lookout for that, guys. Be on the lookout for that. I'm super pumped for it. I want to try and get it done by the end of the year. So it just has to do with the art, because I'm writing the script and I'm trying to get everything planned. So, and I need to get it storyboarded. That's the other thing, is getting it storyboarded. So, but anywho, what plans do you have for doing more voiceover content here on Twitch, or just personally?
Personally, I've already got a bunch of things in the works. I'm part of quite a few groups at the moment. One of the groups I talked about earlier, where we played Left 4 Dead 2. For them, I work with them on a bunch of Has-Been Hotel, Hell of a Boss, like comic dubs. I'm part of a few Dragon Ball related voiceover projects. Some for like stuff that's drawn out, some stuff that's that like uses models from the game Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 that they make like custom characters for, add whatever mods they need, and just make like very awesome animations for. And I just love doing characters like that. I love like doing Dragon Ball voices in general, just because it's so cathartic when you get like the really heavy hitting, like just energetic scenes. And just in general, whatever I can find, like anything that just pertains to what I like. Dragon Ball, Star Wars, Steven Universe, maybe. I used to try and do FNAF, but I kind of grew out of the voiceover for that. The voiceover aspect for that. Still love the series, but.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Bite of 87.
Was that the?
Was that the Bite of 87? Wait, do I have that?
Oh wait, maybe I have.
I don't have the Bite of 87. Where'd it go?
Don't worry, I'll find it.
Dang, I thought I had it. Oh well. Then I guess we have to ask, like, as second to last question. What is your dream role, brother? What is your dream role, friend?
Dream role?
Yeah. Like, do you want to? Do you want to do like video games? Do you want to do TV? Do you want to do anime? Do you want to do movies? What do you want to do?
That's actually pretty good. As far as so I have a few different things. My as far as like a dream role, I would love to I don't know. My dream role would be like anything having to do with Broly, just because Broly has to be like one of, if not currently, my favorite Dragon Ball character of all time. And just like, not even just from like who used to voice him, but like,
oh yeah,
just his overall like story and just how much he's been fleshed out, how much like power he's able to, like, how much power he's able to put out, and like where his future is headed. Like, he's just so interesting to me.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see that being a fun character to voice.
Yeah.
I'd be afraid it runs into the, oh dear, what's his name? I met him. Oh dang.
The original actor?
No, not Vic Mignogna. Clifford Chapin, the guy who does the voice of Bakugo in My Hero Academia.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'd be afraid to run into that situation where since he has to do those recordings and a lot of those kinds of characters, it just ruins his voice, and he has to take long periods of just not doing certain projects because of it.
No, that's true. It is like a lot of work and preparation, especially if you don't have the physical fortitude of being used to that type of voice acting.
Sean
going
Schemmel
into
looking
it.
At you.
Yeah. I mean,
Sean Schemmel's good.
Sorry, drink of water. But I would never like, I'm not a professional by any means, but I do have like, I've personally trained myself in a lot of different ways with a lot of different voices, especially of that energy and caliber, be able to withstand stuff like that for much longer. Yeah. Maybe not for like 2 or 4 hours in a row yet, but definitely enough to like be able to hold my own and be like, okay, if we needed like a break at like this hour or this 2-hour mark, whichever, we can do that for a minute and just relax, reconvene, and we can get back into it. But it might be damaging in the long run, but it is so fun to do.
Yeah, I mean, voice acting is a very, when you get to do, like, because a lot of the voiceover work I've done hasn't necessarily been animation, it's more been like narration or like corporate and commercial work.
Yeah.
And so, don't get me wrong, I like that, but there's only so many times I can just try and narrate something, and just, this is not much room for me to work with. So just, at least for me, my dream role is probably Lupin the Third from Arsène Lupin the Third from the anime Lupin the Third.
Right.
I think that would be such a fun role to do.
Yeah, so, that sounds fun.
Well, any last minute projects or things like that before we move on?
Let me see. I don't have to think too hard about this. There's a few that that I'm a part of. Mm-hmm. This one series called Phantom Forces on this channel, Misty Studios. Love working with the creator on that. Currently trying to write out script for episode 4. But the character that I play, Zero, I love doing his voice, and I kind of based him a little bit off of the impression that I did for Angel Dust.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that like kind of like high squeaky, kind of like just very.
That's a very good.
Not necessarily not.
Thank you.
That's a very good impression.
If you're filming a commercial, can I suggest you take better advantage of the talented celebrity you have right here?
Wow. Dang. I think it's like, was it like Blake something, or what is his name?
Blake Roman.
Blake Roman, that was his name.
Yeah, dang. I love his voice for it, honestly.
Dang. Very good job on that.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, if that's what you're bringing to the table, I look forward to what else you can bring as you take part in more of my shows.
Yeah.
So, right? It was a very good impression. It was a very good impression. So,
it was amazing. Oh, thank you.
Why don't we move on to our very last section, which is our last 10 questions.
You right.
Thank you, Markiplier.
I was hoping you could hear that.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and today we're looking at the VOD.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier.
Welcome back to the VOD. All right, so...
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, it's just going to be a little thing of, like, I love all the times that he's done the intro, and then, like, the moments of, like, he, like, just jumps straight into a game, or even, like, he just introduces it outright for something that's just ridiculous. Like, the game that's just labeled Kids. It, like doesn't even have his intro ready. He just watches it, like, all the, like, people pile together around a hole, and then he just looks at the camera like, "Hi, welcome to Kids."
He just gets in.
Like,
he just gets in and you just hears, "Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome to Kids."
Oh, God. The stuff that's, like, the...
very close and very soft with his mouth.
Hello, everybody.
Ah!
My name is...
That went from Markiplier to, like... Yeah.
That's probably a bit much.
ASM Markiplier.
ASM Markiplier.
Yes. So, these 10 questions. Twinkiplier.
God.
Just walks up. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome... Anyway.
Oh, God.
Just all of the testosterone leaves his body.
That would have been, when he was doing Unus Honest, that should have been his E-boy voice.
His E-boy voice. E-boy Markiplier. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and today we're going to be... Well, actually, it's Unus Honest today. I never watched Unus Honest. So.
It was so...
It was an experience.
Ludicrously. Yeah, it was. It was.
All right. So, 10 questions. So, these are 10 questions written by a famous writer, actor, director James Lipton that he often asks his students, or that he often asks his guests on a show inside the actor's studio. Now, these questions have no right or wrong answer. They're just simply for us to see what your responses are. For those that are new in chat and have not seen these before, I highly encourage you to listen and play along with us and answer the questions so we can see what you say. So, without further ado, Daichi, are you ready?
believe I am.
All right, our first question. What is your favorite word?
That's a good question.
It's it.
Okay, if I had to pick my favorite word, I believe it would have to be, like, for a few different reasons. The Japanese word for heart, which is kokoro.
Oh.
One of the that being like, it's just like, I don't know why it's just such an endearing word altogether, and the fact that my partner, who's also a VTuber, has that as their VTuber name. Like it just seems very fitting.
It's a good one. It reminds me of the Spanish word for heart, which is corazón.
Oh yeah, corazón.
Corazón.
Yeah, we call each other that sometimes too.
I mean, heck, one of my favorite Latin songs is called Corazón sin cara, which means eyes of the heart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's exactly how the song is exactly how it sounds with the title. So, the next question. What is your least favorite word?
Surrender.
Surrender. Why is it the meaning that you don't like? Like
It's
implication?
like okay, so reasoning for that, I've gone through a lot of like mental and just personal stuff in my life, especially in like the past year, where I've just like put myself down way much more than I ever should have, and I've gotten like to so many points in my life where I just wanted to just like hide away or just give up on everything. And it wasn't until like I actually had to like break down in the kitchen one day and actually tell myself genuinely that like I don't want this. I want to be happy with my life. I want to be happy in what I do. I don't ever want to give up on anything. That's not the person that I want to be. That's not how I'm going to get anywhere. So I don't plan to surrender on myself, on anyone else, on my dreams, on anything. Like no matter how tough it's gonna get, no matter how many times I'm gonna fall over, no matter how many times people are gonna reject me or fail me or whatever, I'm still gonna push through, and I'm gonna get to where I want to be eventually.
Yeah, I'd say that's an adequate reason why you don't like that word.
Yeah,
it's a very good reason. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
I would say this kind of. I'm sorry, 1 second.
Or rather, what inspires you creatively, spiritually, or emotionally? Our guest is gone.
Okay. Yeah,
he's
sorry,
returned. What inspires you
that.
creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Okay. I mean that's pretty accurate phrasing. That doesn't turn me off to hear those words, but I get what you mean. Inspiring. There's probably a few different things that inspire me in this manners. Seeing the progress and the just overall like energy and passion that other people have for what they do is a good one. I'd say another inspiration is like having the freedom and capability to have stuff, to be able to like put my mind into stuff that isn't entirely structured, like because like I understand the necessity of needing some structure and some formality in your life, but it doesn't need to be a 24/7 thing. There needs to be some spontaneous moments. There needs to be some moments where you just sit down, and even if you're trying to write something out, like just like do a little research or just put random words in and be like, let's just see where this goes. Let's see where I can take this.
Yeah. Thank you, Nini. I appreciate that. Speaking of somebody who'll be on the show, Nini the Neko.
Hello, Nini.
So, yeah, sometimes the variety of life comes in at points where we least expect it, as we can see just now. I feel like just that ambition of things that just happen is what really gives us the wind that we need to push past whatever hardships we may have. I mean, I was talking with a buddy about it. It's just like, if you're just stuck in the same thing over and over again, at a certain point you're going to be you're just not gonna be well. You're late to the VOD. Just want to come and say hello's Moon. Your model is amazing. Hello's Nini. It's good to see
Hello's
you.
Nini. Thank you. Thanks for joining the stream.
Thanks for joining the stream. Alright, for the rest of the stream, we're going to be doing the Uwu stream. So what turns you off, creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
I would probably say that exact
Roman voice.
Not intentional, but I'm running with it.
All right.
You know,
I'm listening.
I would probably say. I'm kidding.
No. I'm listening.
I would probably say like, kind of like the same thing I was talking about earlier. Just be like, I guess if I had to list a specific example, it'd be like if I was like, I remember all the times that I had to do like, projects for English class or like try to write out an essay. And it's like, give your exact thoughts on like this very specific thing that you definitely remember, and we don't. It's like, trying to sit there and like actually think of stuff that I've been forced to learn, and trying to write down any thoughts that I would have had on it on paper is just the worst. Like, even if it's like meant to be a creative writing exercise, I am a black square again.
Don't worry about it. You're good.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Just get Nick. Kidding. But I don't know. Having like too much structure is definitely I don't know if it's just a challenge or if it's just like a hindrance for me in general. But if there's not enough room to move around and they're trying to force you on a specific path, I can't work with that.
Yeah. So, like I said, structure is good, but structure all the time sometimes hinders our growth and our ability to move on.
Yes.
Because sometimes they're just things you can't account for. Thank you, Novum. I appreciate that. Sometimes there's just things you can't account for.
True.
So, I don't have any water. I can't drink anything.
Damn.
All right.
That sucks.
What is? Do you swear?
Hell yeah.
What is your favorite curse word? All right.
Probably fuck, yeah.
You didn't have to censor. You didn't have to uncensor yourself. I see. Well, I
don't know. I love using that.
Thank you for adding the beep.
Thank you, Go XLR.
I'm sorry. Could you do that one more time for me? What's your favorite swear word?
You know, where it's like.
Well, you heard it here, folks. We have active censorship. That's the
quality you get from me.
Go XLR. Thank you for doing something right. No, I'm buffering. I see. What?
Go XLR. I love you so much.
What? I couldn't hear you because I was getting Dr. Pepper thrown at me. Go XLR. What?
Go XLR. I love you so much.
Jeez, it sounded like you were getting the puberty sucked and pumped into you. Wait, no, that sounds bad. No. No. What sound or noise do you love?
That's a good question. I could probably start with the one. Let me start with the one that I hate. Is like anything that sounds like popping or crackling that should not be there. Like if anything physically, like if you hear like any bones or like tendons or stuff that's like supposed to be ligamented and in place and it suddenly is not. It's ugh.
I know how you feel. Hold on. I need to make sure I need to make
Yeah,
sure that.
go ahead.
Let's see. I don't. Oh, that's weird. I'm not hearing the bonking sound.
Oh no.
Well, I'll figure
wait.
that out later.
Wait, here it is.
Yeah, I have a.
Nice.
I have it on. It's on my soundboard, so we're okay.
Yeah.
All right, you settle down there, mister. What sound or noise do you hate?
See, well, that was the one that I hate. The one that I love. No, you're good. You're good. The one that I love, and this is gonna sound incredibly cheesy, the hearing my partner's voice.
Look at this guy in love with somebody. What a nerd. Everybody point and congratulate. Guess what? True love is Pizza Rat. What did I do?
Awesome, let's go, Moon. Yeah, thank you, Nini.
Thank you, Mono. I truly appreciate
Hello,
it.
Mono.
How
that
dare you?
That clip of Pizza Rat will never not make me giggle.
It's good. It's good.
It is good.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
So currently, what I am attempting to do is, one, become a professional singer, and make that into a career of being on stage. And on top of that, what I'm already a part of is a rock band that does a lot of different classic rock, metal songs, stuff that's like from the 60s to the 90s, stuff like that. What I eventually want to do is form my own tribute band to the band Queen.
I see. What's your favorite song by Queen?
That's a good one. It's either Somebody to Love or Somebody to Love is definitely a very good one, and then like for like a close second, that always just keeps changing out. If I had to pick my top 3 at the moment, it's Somebody to Love, Liar, and then Keep Yourself Alive, I'd say.
Ooh, good choices. For whatever reason, I'm just thinking about, there's a running joke with my buddy and myself where anytime we hear the song Killer Queen, you know how they do the snapping at the very beginning?
Yep.
I once sent it to my buddy, but it was just the snapping, so the song never started. It was just so it said Killer Queen by Queen, but it was just the snapping. And so when I plugged it into the car, into the aux cord, all like we just hear, and it was just nothing. It never started. It was just the snapping.
Such a tease.
It is the funniest thing.
That's like perfect for like a road trip, like a cappella.
Yeah, I get to feel like I'm back in high school.
Yeah.
So sadistic. It really is, though. But
so
then again,
sadistic. Makes me want to sing now.
We have a lot of those just dumb. One of these days, I want to do like a VTubers Got Talent kind of thing, or like a karaoke night, where it'll be like a singing competition for VTubers. I think that would be so much fun. I have so many events I want to host and I want to do. So, but yeah, my buddy and myself, we just have a lot of like inside jokes with just like audio things, like the beginning of the song Mississippi Queen, where it goes like
yes,
where it goes dee-nee-nee-nee. So anytime we hear like a rhythmic thing of just that. Did you hear that at all?
No, unfortunately.
Chat might have heard it, but if there's just like a rhythmic like duh 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 duh, anytime that, because the opening riff is just like drumsticks hitting, and then it goes into dee-nee-nee-nee, and that's it. And so like I remember one time we were like at a Taco Bell and we heard their machine just doing a rhythmic like tin hitting noise.
Yes.
And every so often we just look at each other and go dee-nee-nee-nee. And that was it. It's just anyway. My brain is not perfect. Right when it comes to the memes. The idol
hey, no, mine isn't either.
Heck yeah, Nini. I better see people come and sing.
Yeah.
What profession would you not like to do?
Retail.
It's a go-to answer for everyone.
Yep, I've been there. I have dealt with it. Not anymore.
So you have done it. So what is a profession you would not like to do that you have not done before?
That I have not done before. As unfortunate as it is to say, because there are definitely some very good-hearted people that tackle tough jobs like this. Anything that deals with like
Human waste.
crawling into like dark spaces or anything with like sewage or like just like very slimy, thick stuff like that. Like power to the people that can handle that and work on that day and night. I cannot bring myself to do it.
It is it is, and the thing is, most people when they say what is a job they would not like to do, they instantly assume it's the worst. Yo, is that my boy Slurmpo? What's going on, Slurmpo? It's been a little bit.
Well, hello.
It's there are jobs that I would not want to do just because I don't feel comfortable doing them, but I typically will have respect for the job nonetheless. Like garbage man. I don't want to be a garbage man, but I certainly respect the people who do it because somebody's got to do it. And
Exactly.
I believe they get paid. They get paid decent to do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, our last question: if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gate?
I would like to hear him say,
Fair enough, Slurmpo. Fair enough.
They get paid decently, still not enough. I would probably, I'd say I'd probably like to hear him say something along the lines of, yes, I forgive you for your sins, and you have done well.
It's a very common, but it's a very good answer of
Yeah.
You did enough, you did well.
Yes.
And it really says something about our society and how much we don't validate people enough and how much effort they give in just simply existing.
True.
Because existing is hard. And that's all I will say. So, that is our show for today. How do you feel? You made the 2-hour
really
gauntlet.
Yeah, I did. I feel really good about this, honestly.
Oh, heck yeah.
Especially, more especially knowing that there's plans for this talent show, because there's so much that I'd love to like showcase for myself, even if not for like this stream, even for maybe my own stream. If I ever get the confidence to host like my own karaoke thing or try to show off more voices.
Yeah,
I'm just excited to. Yeah, go ahead.
My advice is if you want to do it, just go out and do it. Worst case, people don't participate, you just do it a different time.
Yeah.
Like, if people don't show up, that's not indicative of who you are as an individual. It just means that maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe not enough people just want to. Maybe people were busy. You'll never know. But you'll also never know if you don't try. Because
that's true.
People ask me for advice all the time about how to set up events. Because I've done numerous events on stream. I'm just like, just understand what you want to get out of it. Understand what you want to get out of it. Understand what you want your participants to get out of it. And understand how you're going to go about achieving it. Because, for instance, somebody asked me how to do a dating show. And they gave me an idea of it. And I said, okay, well, before I answer any of these questions and give advice, this is what I'll tell you. How are you going? What are you ultimately trying to accomplish? What is your mission? Your mission statement about you want to do. Like, take a talent show, for instance. I want you to answer these questions for me. What do you hope to get out of a talent show that has multiple people in it? This is not what they hope to get out. What do you hope to get out of it?
Okay. Sorry, is that question directed at me?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a hypothetical.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. if I were to host a talent show,
Mm-hmm.
what I hope to get out of it is one, a good amount of viewership such that the people that participate have that appreciation from the people that watch, and that they are able to grow their own following as well.
Mm-hmm.
That if I were a participant, well, okay, see, if I were hosting it, be able to advertise a bit of myself as well. Be like, I also do this type of stuff. If you want to see more stuff like this or this, I'd love to have you all there, and I'd love to entertain you. Just stuff like that in general.
So the next question is, what do you hope for your audience to get out of it? What's in it for them?
The
like
ability,
or the people participating.
Yeah.
Sorry, the people participating.
Yeah, the ability to connect with other, not necessarily like-minded people, but other people that enjoy similar stuff, and that they'll be able to network to more opportunities for themselves, and from earlier be able to draw more attention from the crowd being pulled in.
Yeah. And I guess the last one is, what do you want your audience to get at this?
Ooh. I want them to see that even just watching multiple people behind a screen do something entertaining, pour their heart out singing, like for however long it may go on for, is still a much more viable option than just trying to just wing it all through life. Like having something there as like a bit of thing, something that, like, yes, is entertaining, but something that helps them, even for just a moment, forget about all their troubles, such that when they do eventually come back to it, they'll realize that there is so much more good in the world than they're probably perceiving before the event, and that not everything is all doom and gloom, not everything stress 24/7. There is a way to get through it, and I firmly believe that having that bit of distraction, even for just a while, is a viable thing to like help de-stress and ground you back to earth.
So I'd say reiterate all three of these questions and answer each question in one sentence, one nice, short, and easy answer. So what are you hoping to get out of this, of making a talent show?
I hope to show everyone that entertainment is the bomb.
Okay. What do you hope your participants get out of this? Because, yeah, what do you hope your participants get out of this?
I hope they get a lot of good times and a lot of good friends out of it.
And what do you hope the audience gets out of it?
I hope they get to enjoy life even just a little bit longer.
There you go. Those are the three most important questions you should be asking yourself. And then once you're done with those questions, you move on to a next section of, how am I going to accomplish this? How am I going to measure the success of this? And what is the ultimate goal in, like, when I say the ultimate goal inside of it, is this a competition, or is this just a showcase talents kind of thing? Are there winners or there losers? Is everyone the same? Is everyone different? So then you got to think about these things as well. And so there's so many things that you kind of have to think a lot about before you go about trying to plan it. Because this is what I go through in my mind every time I think of a voiceover thing, or I do like a tournament, like my Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Like, okay, well, what am I going to do? You know, like for my next Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, I was actually thinking about, okay, I'm going to put up a cash prize.
Okay.
So, and there's the incentive. It's, what do I hope to get out of it? I want to grow my audience base, and I want to get more people to take part in my events, and I want to get my name more out there. What do I want my participants to get? Oh, I want them to, hopefully they can grow a little bit too, because everyone's participating. Maybe they'll find people that they like, and that if they work hard enough and do well enough in the event, they'll get money out of it. My participants, they'll just watch a free Yu-Gi-Oh tournament and just have fun, and they'll end up supporting new people. And how would I go about doing it? Well, I talk with several people. I set up the event by my, through an app, and we have applications for it. Then, figure out the format in which you want to do the tournament, what band list we want to have, what things we want to do like that, and then figure out the days and the times. And if people can't conform to that, it's not much you can do. But ultimately, all these questions are being answered, and then it gives you a general idea of how you want to model this event. Because if you kind of go in and say, I want to do a talent show, I don't know how to go about it, I'm just going to full send it, it helps to have a generalized structure and plan.
Yeah.
So, anywho, I didn't mean to hijack this past 15 minutes.
No, you're good. You're good.
So,
it is your stream after all.
It is my stream, but it's your time. So, but yeah. Biggest thing, guys, if you're going to do things, don't be afraid to promote the crap out of it. If people get sick of it, that just means you got to promote even harder. Because that means they're seeing it so much that now they know it's happening and they can't escape it. Just remember that. If they're tired of it, that means they've seen your thing a lot and they can't forget it. Yo, what's going on? It's the Nitanius Eclipse. Somebody who's also going to be on the VOD. So, but anywho, let's wrap this show up. So, it's time for me to ask my second, and my last, and in my opinion, my second most important question. That is, Daichi, who will we raid?
We shall be raiding out to a friend of mine on Twitch known as S'more Amore. That's Smore cap. Let me type their name out in chat if I may.
Heck yeah.
So, S'more Amore.
S'more Amore. So, while I do that, guys, thank you so much for joining me today with our wonderful guest. It's been so much fun. Anytime I get to do this show with people, it really is just a big old event, and you get to thank you, Rain. Thank you, Slurmpa. You really just get to sit back, listen to people talk, and just it's not that intensive of a stream, and I think that's what makes it. All right. You're just joining to an end? Yes, unfortunately. But don't worry, guys, because next week, where's my schedule? I had to get a whole bunch of new bookmarks on my thing because it didn't save my bookmarks when I redownloaded. But next week, guess what? Nitanius, you will be our guest next week on Monday. So fear not. Fear not. And then we get to have JTYT Bravo or just Bravo. And then I need to fill out the other events for October, which I kind of forgot to do.
Nice.
I've just been busy. So, regardless, thank you guys so much for showing up, for coming and supporting our wonderful guest. I really appreciate that. I won't be streaming tomorrow, as I will be on my way to Salt Lake City for Salt Lake City Fanix. So if there's anybody going to Salt Lake City Fanix, who knows, maybe you'll see me. I don't know. I won't say anything. I'm going to be hidden. Busy bat boy. Busy bat boy indeed. In this economy. So, we have VOD Raid 1, or VOD Squad 1. So, the first one is for our wonderful followers, and the one below it is for our wonderful subscribers. If you like what I do, consider following me on my social medias. Where's my socials? There's my link tree. I have a YouTube channel which you can watch all of my past VOD episodes on. It's Valentine on YouTube. You can find it there. I'll be posting this VOD there shortly. Bussy Bat Boy, how dare you? How dare you? Considering the spice, just for that, you're not getting to see the spicy art.
Oh, damn.
Bussy Bad Boy. I hate that alliteration.
Sorry.
Don't you encourage this behavior?
Excuse me, that
is this femboy Bussy Bad Boy? I hate everything about this stream now. Why are you guys like this?
Chaotic Kitsune.
Anywho, what was I gonna say? Anywho, yeah, consider following me on Twitter if you're not already following me on Twitter right now. And if you do want to support me, I do have a throne which I have some things up there to help me with my streams, so, you know, not obligated to do that. I'm just trying to push the things I should be doing a little more if I'm trying to be a little more professional, so forgive me. With that in mind, let's get the raid going. Because that's why we're here. I'm delaying the inevitable. The inevitable raid.
As we do.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. Again, the first one's for our wonderful subscribers. Consider subscribing if you want those emotes. And if not, following is just okay. Spread the word. And with that in mind, I will see you guys next week. Or unless you want to chat in my server, which I'd be more than down to chat with anybody in my server. So yeah. Any last minute words?
I will say I am streaming the rest of the week from 11 a.m. Central to 2 p.m. Central. We try to trying to put in more weekend streams, but that'll just be like playing stuff for the future. If you want to catch more of me in the future, be sure to check out my Twitter at Daichi Yoka, and I will try to update on my schedule as often as I can. If you want to see me, if you want to come bug me on stream for whatever you think might be entertaining, be sure to drop by, drop a follow. I'd appreciate it.
Well, thank you for the Tanius. I appreciate it. Well, now use the emotes that you wonderfully unlocked. Okay, yes, please go check out our wonderful guest this week as they're streaming since I'm not streaming. Okay, it's been fun. Bye.
It has. Bye-bye.
Why does she have the word coin on her butt?